phone number was 978-957-2890. And there was no reason for me to say it. I just told her, hey, isn't that weird? I can remember that. And she remembered her phone number from when she was I'm just saying, we had this conversation an hour ago, completely out of the blue. And here I go. I'm looking at my screen and I'm looking at Meme's phone number.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So cosmically weird. Like, nothing's ever an accident.
I know. True.
All right, if I go horizontal, is that better? Oh, it is.
Yep. So when you first asked me about your astrology, you wanted to know what? Tell me in your own words. And we're on screen recording now, just so you know.
Okay, which time? Just last week?
You said you wanted to know about a work situation?
Yeah, so already having an understanding of what you do and what you're good at. I've got a business trip coming up next week. I'm going to Pittsburgh, and it's really a 6-day training that they're cramming into 3 days, and I don't typically travel, so it's a newer thing, and it's going to be time away from Bethany, which is going to be hard. But
right.
My question was, can we take a quick look and see if there's anything there that I should be aware of, any concerns, perhaps an opportunity I'm not currently aware of that I can pick up on in Pittsburgh, just anything.
Right. And so you're leaving on the 6th?
I'm leaving Tuesday.
Is that the 6th?
Let me double check.
The 5th is Monday, the 6th is Tuesday.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I'm leaving the 6th, late afternoon, landing in Pittsburgh.
Like
working.
What time late afternoon?
I want to, give me a second. Nope, that's not it. Right here. So I am leaving. The plane leaves Logan at 5:15.
All right. So what I can do is look at your chart for right around 5:15, and this is going to...
Yeah, so actually, if you want to get a little granular, let's take a look and see if you can tell me that it's going to be a safe flight. You talking along those lines?
Right.
Okay.
And so I do see, like, there is travel and communication about travel. Usually we'll look in...
What do you mean by that?
What?
What do you mean by that, communication? Because communication and travel, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, let me finish explaining it.
All right.
Actually, let me take a better look.
I only stopped you there because it's like the third time you've used that word communication, and I'm just asking about the context of that word. You said it a few times.
Yeah. So when we are looking for travel, we're going to look for and work, and you said there's some education involved too. So that tells me
training. Yeah.
Look at the 3rd house and the 9th house and the 10th house, and you can see like a pie chart, right? This is the 3rd house. Can you see my cursor at all? Probably not, right?
No, I just see the big chart.
Right. So where the 3 is, I'm looking there in that area. And that involves your like communication and travel. That's where things going on in communication and travel are going to be located.
I don't see that. Where do you mean? Where's the 3?
Are you going to be a pain in my butt?
I just want to see what you mean, like 3 o'clock, like it's a.
I got you. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Better?
Yeah, I couldn't see those numbers there. So now I do. Yep.
So there, and I'm looking here.
At the 8.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, wrong one. I mean here,
Okay.
and then this is work.
Okay.
So do you see how there's a lot of stuff, like there's a few things happening in work, there's like some planets there?
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the work quadrant. Yep. And in between the 8 and the 9, that
Right.
what's that?
In between
Well, in the 9.
up here,
Yeah, what's that?
that's Chiron. That is that's referring to past life or past knowledge or karma kind of resurfacing. It's in the 9th house, and with the 9th house, we're dealing with things that are related to education, and discipline and mental processing and stuff like that. So whatever this is that you're being informed about, it might have to do with some sort of karma coming back to you while you're like learning about this.
Okay. Can I let me tell you something about that. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Oh no, did I just kill the Zoom?
Not totally. No, you're back.
Okay. There is something fascinating about that. So my traveling is a concern for Bethany.
Yeah. Relationship wise?
Yeah.
I know. Okay. Because what's also happening is I can see a bunch of these. It's going to be hard to see here. I don't know if I can.
I can see what you're doing. You just zoom down into the 4.
So Venus is retrograde, and that's happening in your 4th house.
Okay.
And your 4th house has to do with your home and your family. And Venus has to do with your love life. And so this is going to activate, while you're traveling, you're going to be activating planets related to your love life and previous things you've had to deal with because it's retrograde, new issues. Well, it'll be the old issues coming up again and how it affects the home. And if you can balance out these energies, and so you'll be needing to do that. Regarding travel specifically, it looks okay. I'm not seeing anything major. I'm going to have to look different than that. What I'm seeing right now are things like related to how it's affecting like what's on your mind while you're traveling. And it looks like there's a lot on your mind while you're traveling, actually.
Yep.
And you have an interesting aspect that's not common to a whole lot of people here, and that's that you have Uranus retrograde in Scorpio in the 4th house, and this is in your natal chart. And so this means that you had a tyrannical father in your home who created a lot of sudden and impactful changes on your whole person within the home, and it's in Scorpio, which means it's transformative. It is it is changing who you are fundamentally. And then it's also linked, it's retrograde, so it's linked karmically. So this is undoing or redoing karma. And I'm saying this because it reflects to your home and how you're going to be processing your feelings and stuff while you're on travel, because it does come into contact. This is considered conjunct here. And because these two line up here, they're in alignment. And so the sun is in Scorpio, saying, shining energy and light onto these issues that you had growing up in your home. So I expect that you're going to have a lot of subconscious, like, feelings while you're on travel that are going to kind of come out, and that you'll be dealing with a lot of things subconsciously. It looks like you have a lot on your plate, mentally, emotionally, but the actual act of traveling is okay. It just looks like there's a lot to process.
Yeah.
You also have in your work, and if you notice, they're lining up too. So in the work, you have Uranus in Aries retrograde and the midheaven in Aries. This is all dealing with work. But notice that it's Uranus, and down here, you got Uranus action again. Right?
Yeah.
So this means that this same, like, sudden impactful change is going to be happening in your work sector too. So, and it's in Aries and it's retrograde. So what that means is Aries is all about initiation and starting things, and it's like fiery, go-getter kind of energy. And Uranus is gonna, like, come along and sort of like drop a bomb on things and say, this will change things up, and like it'll be a sudden and impactful change. So hopefully this change being in Aries will be used towards starting new projects in work. Like, you'll be able to use what you have somehow to initiate a project.
Interesting.
I don't know what you're going to school for either. I don't know. I mean, not school, but the.
Well, the training is based on the promotion I just got to project management. It's a project management boot camp. So
are they going to be teaching? Oh, Aries, leadership.
Yeah.
Leadership.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm kind of a senior project coordinator. I'm told there's going to be a couple other new hire project managers and new hire project coordinators, and we're all going there for like a team building boot camp that's going to include some day-to-day training. I mean, like training on our day-to-day, but also some leadership training and some team building.
With Uranus, it also talks about technology. And so there's
everything we do, it's all technology.
What?
Everything we do, our whole business is technology.
Okay, so at least that lines up, like, astrologically. For me, anyway, I'm like, okay, that's good. That lines up. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, because that's what our company does. Our company is trying to take the world of clinical trials on paper and convert it to clinical trials digital, meaning all the data that they collect in a clinical trial, all of the data, the clinical data from the patients, the pharmaceutical data, all of the data right now is on paper and filling out manual surveys and stuff like that. Our company takes all that and puts it into digital data, and then transforms it into digital outputs for deliverables, so that when you see technology in terms of my work, that's why you see that. Everything I do is telecoms. It's digital data writing, digital data conversion and analysis,
Yep.
and in the end, digital deliverables.
Okay.
And wrapping it all up in a nice, pretty package, so that a company can take, you know, their one drug and their $1 billion budget to market under that $1 billion budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
If I were to explain what our company does, kind of in a nutshell, very high level.
Yeah. Well, it fits. It all makes sense astrologically to me here anyway. You also have something interesting. Mars here, that's Mars in Gemini. When we see Gemini, I think of Mercury, and that is also related to the communications sector. And so Mars being in a sign that is related to communication in this case being the way technology travels or the way you communicate as a leader.
Okay.
And because it's Mars in Gemini, we're going to be a leader of communication. And so I would expect that you would sort of come to the forefront in your career, showing yourself to be a very effective communicator and quick on your feet. And so this might be a way of them sort of like picking out who rises to the top too for your company.
Interesting.
In a way, I'm thinking.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we're kind of, in terms of the project management, and well, our company as a whole is kind of at a point of influx right now where things aren't going great, and there's a pretty severe lack of leadership, both in the customer care area, but more so in my area of project management. There's a very severe lack of leadership. Nobody can easily define our direction. There's a ton of turnover. So to say that our department and our company is looking for a leader to really stand out and push the team in the right direction, set up standards, that's easily said that our company is looking for that right now. And
not just
your
company, but I'm telling you, you're an ideal fit for doing this.
You think so?
Yep, ideal.
Okay.
Yep. It looks like it to me. Like I couldn't set this up any more perfectly. It looks great for your career.
Well, is it that, or could it be something else that I'm working on?
You also have Juno showing up here in your work sector, and this has to do with your partnership with someone. And this is a partnership. It's in Taurus, and Taurus usually relates to your wealth or self-worth in some way. And so I would imagine that there's maybe a partner that you sort of link up with, if not your wife linking up for you, supporting your career, then it's someone at work that you meet that will be a good support.
Wow. So there's something I haven't told you yet that all of this is speaking to.
Yeah.
It's isogenics.
Oh.
So Bethany and I went to a team leadership conference yesterday for our isogenics team.
Yep.
And she and I are very much so, not only are we very much so users of the products for isogenics, but we are seeing the results ourselves and are so fascinated by not only the products, but also the compensation plan and how they do sales and how we can buy into the company. So all that said, basically the bottom line is she and I are developing a partnership, her and I together,
Okay.
to buy into Isogenics and start taking this on, because we see the benefits. Like, there's a very real way for Bethany and I, if we do things the right way, to build our millions. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we're doing everything and taking all the right steps and getting aligned with the right leadership people at Isogenics to learn how to do it the right way and go into that. So we're hoping to try to take this side hustle thing and turn it into something much bigger.
Right. For now, this is telling me Mars is in Gemini. This tells me that there's two jobs, two simultaneous paths.
That's what's fascinating. That's why I'm telling you that, because not only are things going awesomely at ERT, and I'm doing great in that career, but this new opportunity with Isogenics is popping up, and I'm seriously considering, just based on the positives that I'm seeing, I'm seriously considering putting a lot of energy into it, because I think it could be huge for Bethany and I.
Yes, you would be able to have both. I would say don't get rid of the full-time for the side hustle. Unless,
right, I wasn't thinking that. No.
Yeah. But you can definitely do both and have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, because the setup of both allows me to do both simultaneously, and each one of them benefits the other.
Yep. I see that. Definitely.
That's fascinating that you see it as I see it that way too. And the fact that you can see it in this chart is fascinating to me, and it helps kind of reaffirm where the direction I was heading.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was hoping for, so that's good.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And Stace, on a more personal level, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about too. If we all do this the right way, there's a very real possibility, and it's not just a pipe dream, but I can turn us all into millionaires if we do this the right way.
Well, me too. We're all very ambitious right now.
Yeah, you see that on your own too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I hope it all works out right. I mean, the way that I see this mapping out, and the way that they map out just a simple compensation plan, it's so simple, it's mind-boggling, and the returns are unbelievable if we do it right.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the business side. I'm talking about taking on Isogenics as a lifestyle, and what it's going to do to my health, my well-being, my general physique.
Yeah.
Like, just what I've seen out of the last 6 months being on Isogenics, it's amazing. My energy is through the roof. I'm sleeping through the night. Like, it's incredible. It totally changed my life.
Yeah, well, it's amazing what good nutrition can do instead of drinking a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi every day.
And Red Bull.
And Red Bull.
Yeah. And I'm not smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? So but it's not just that. It's the regimen of Isogenics too. It's getting up in the morning and doing the plan. Not just drinking the shakes, but taking the vitamins, following the schedule. Like, it's everything. And if you follow it, which is a piece of cake, you benefit from it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You do have this is interesting. This refers to your daily life and your daily commitments.
Okay.
And it's Pluto and Capricorn is what you're looking at right there. And Capricorn is our achiever. This is our get her done type of people.
Yep.
So what this is saying about your daily life is you have a lot of potential for transforming and making big changes regarding this ability to be disciplined and work hard in your daily life. So what that means is you're able to really make transformative changes if you were to apply the changes that you're saying. I'm saying they would be very successful.
In what sector? Meaning my work?
No, in your daily life, in your routine, just daily routine. Think about how you function just regularly.
Yeah.
And like, think about, you go through your day, and right now you probably wake up and you probably drink coffee, you
Yep.
know, your daily routine, how you go about your work, what you eat, all of that stuff, your
Yep.
health.
I'm trying to actually make a big change in that area.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying, that this is already in your chart. And if you do so, it will be successful. It will be transformational kind of
Okay.
successful.
All right, which is exactly what I'm hoping for, because that's something that we were talking about with not only my diet, but my general routine, my habits.
You need to change all of it. Yes.
That's what Bethany's been telling me too, is my everyday habits and routines all have to change, and I have to build better, more healthy habits.
Yes. And doing this together as a team is amazing.
Well, that's what I'm seeing too. Every time you've said, hey, there's a partner here. Hey, there's a partner here. Hey, there's a partner here. That's Bethany's. It's like everything we're talking about doing together, and she's the one leading me down this path. So yep. Every time you say it, it's amazing.
Right. Yeah. I also noticed, I want to go.
So this is a chart that you pulled up for Tuesday?
This is now a progressed chart. It's called a progressed chart.
Yep.
It takes your birth chart, progresses it one day for a year, which isn't going to make a whole lot of sense to you, but it rotates. It rotates your horoscope and progresses it to today. And then what I do is compare it to the transits of today as well.
Okay.
And so on the inside part of this chart, you're looking at your progressed horoscope. And on the outer part of the chart are the planets that are going on today. But then I also set it up for, right now it's looking at November 6th. And then I want to make it look at like later in the day. And so I kind of like match up the times and look at later in the day. So right now, let's look at, I don't like 19s. It's got to be even 20. So
where did you see 19?
So looking at around this time, what I can see is that, I mean, there's definitely travel happening. I'm looking at the third house.
Yeah, so we're traveling.
I'm looking at also your communication with your love.
Okay.
And that is also in the third house. I'm looking at, I can take a picture and draw for you. Hold on. Easier to do it like this.
Yeah.
So right down here.
You're doing this on your iPad?
Yeah, I have my computer set up and my iPad connected.
All right, and you're drawing on your iPad with a stylus?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
if I draw on it too, can you see it?
No.
Okay.
That would be cool though. I wonder if we can somehow.
I would have to take over.
Yeah. Anyway, it shows Cupido in Libra in the third house, lining up with Venus in Libra retrograde. And so while you're traveling, your love is on your mind. Your love life is on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening too is all of this stuff relates to your subconscious mind, what's
Okay.
going on hidden beneath the surface. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of stuff happening. These are all major planets, and the sun, Jupiter, this one is Mercury, this one is Venus, this one is the sun, and this one is Jupiter.
Okay.
They're all in Leo, and so they're seeking recognition and expression, because Leo is a little bit needy when it comes to love and attention. So these are planets that are seeking love and attention, and your planets are doing it sort of subconsciously to you. And so it's happening sort of in two parts, because these two are conjunct, it's called, and these two are conjunct. And this is, it relates to your communication and your, what's going on there that I was just talking about with Venus. It's just linked. It's easier to tell you, it's just linked. And so Mercury and Venus here, you're thinking about how you're communicating about love. You're thinking about your expressions of love. You're thinking about what you need to hear from a loved one. All of these different things regarding love. And then Sun and Jupiter are together too, meaning that there's greater love given, and there's greater love received, and it's deeper and more intuitive and more emotional, and maybe even a little more romantic, if you are giving and receiving the love in that way. If you're not, these are going to boil up as issues for you. There'll be things coming to the surface, but all of this is like behind the scenes for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying to interpret it.
So, do you have plans? This would involve leadership too. Plans of leadership, dreams of, like, are you dreaming and having like visions or anything like of what you want? Are you more inspired lately? Because there's Venus there. There's got to be a connection to what will be happening there. Or you don't know yet. Like, I might be talking about something you just don't know.
No, I think I do.
So those sort of things, Jupiter is going to come up, and that's going to be more about benevolence, and it's called the Great Benefactor, and it's supposed to give a lot of extra emphasis to what you're needing in a relationship. There's a give and take that needs to be worked out. So we have private questions that I want to answer, but I'm going to turn off the recording to answer any private questions.
Okay.
What else do I want to tell you about this? I think that's all I want to tell you about that for now.
Okay.
As I can progress through your chart, I can see how the chart changes day to day. So I see there's like action. There's a lot of squares. Do you see all the red squares in the center?
Yeah.
Those
All those lines, are those lines that connect one thing to another? Those are all
yes.
like connection lines?
Yes.
Okay.
So all of those are squares and they're lining up perfectly around. So there's going to be a lot going on regarding internal conflict and stuff like that. I
See,
would have
I
to,
don't,
what?
I don't want conflict.
Well, I know that. I mean, there's some good and there's some bad in there. There's like, you got a mix of some interesting stuff going on in there. All of those squares are going to create action in one way or another.
Okay. Like an opportunity for action?
Yeah, it's going to force some sort of something to be brought about. It's like bringing together opportunities for action, and it can be any kind.
Well, could that be what we were talking about with isogenics, where there's an opportunity to be grabbed there as long as we take action?
Yes, because what I'm seeing is it links up your 6th house, your daily life, to
Yeah.
your 10th house, which is your career, and it
Yeah.
links up over to Jupiter and Leo in your subconscious mind, and that is going to add additional benefits to you, and that's then linked up to what's happening. I think I can't follow it quite down. Is that down to the 3rd house? Yeah, it's linked down to
It
the
looks like it. Yeah.
communication. So all of these areas are going to be linked up: the work, the daily life, how you communicate, and how you cultivate prosperity, really.
You're describing a successful isogenics business. That's what you're describing, because it's day-to-day life, and it's how we turn the isogenics lifestyle into profitability.
Okay, so it looks like there's going to be action happening in there. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at exactly what will come of events, but it looks like opportunity is ripe for something to be, some sort of action to be forced one way or another.
Right.
Like,
And that's
do
actually,
something with it or don't, but it looks like you will.
yeah. And that's it. It's funny you say that, because it's been kind of, I don't know, I don't know exactly how to say it, but it's been kind of like a page turning point for me right now, where I've just been a user of isogenics. I went to this conference yesterday, and now I'm seriously contemplating jumping in with both feet onto the business side of isogenics, because I can see how much money we can make. I can see how successful Bethany and I can be together as like a power couple, and I'm seriously considering jumping in with both feet. This as of yesterday.
I also see this.
The blue.
That's a grand trine.
A
What
what?
that means is a lot of success incorporating Mars in Gemini.
Yeah, this triangle here. What are those 3
What's
points?
happening with the descendant in Aquarius and Mars in Aquarius, and then what's happening here with Cupido and Venus in Libra.
Okay, so
So
how
that's
how would you define those 3 points?
so what that means is a grand trine is going to offer you ripe opportunities and chances for positive growth. And
Very
so
cool.
it's saying that the time is right, the time is ripe for you to go into business that is multi-pathed, which is Mars in Gemini. That's dual-sided, multiple paths. There's something going on with the transiting Mars and your descendant with this is referring to your relationships. And your energy towards technology, and even, it's interesting, it's sort of incorporating like an inventiveness of a relationship or something like that, tying together, no, I'm sorry, it's in the 6th house. It's tying together, oh, this is fascinating, what you do in your daily life in the 6th house with what you're doing with relationships with other people, making the right connections with people.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So the time is make the connections with the right people now on whatever that day was that we just took a picture of. Which is, it's still going to apply for the whole week. So it's saying the time is right, and you're going to see some action, I think. And then over down here, it ties together the communication aspect of your life, tying together your ability to communicate what you love about your job, what you love about life, what you love about each other. There's an openness and a flowing ability that you guys have that would make it even more attractive to other people because you're a couple. And the more you communicate about that, the better your business in that way will be. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So
So
on that
this
day,
this this exactly points to what me and Bethany have been talking about, which is her skills and talents joined up with my skills and talents in communicating with people, and my ability as not just a salesperson, but my ability to share my passion, and
right,
turning that into not only positively changing other people's lives, but her and I benefiting from that in this compensation plan when we do it.
right. I have to warn that there's a lot happening in that area again, and I'm pointing that out because this could be dreamy. This is like in fantasy land a little bit.
Yep. Yeah.
And what we want to see is for
And
that
that's
to
it.
come
And that's
out
it.
of fantasy land.
Say again?
We want it to come out of fantasy land and into reality. And so the way that you're going to be able to do that is taking opportunities to meet with other people. You actually have to do this side of the chart to balance that side. So this is saying, this is all in my dreams. This says, this is how you apply it in your daily life. This is how you get to where your dreams are telling you you want to be. And this is by doing exactly what you said, changing your energy in your daily life, changing yourself will lead to what the dreams that you're visioning. You know what I'm saying? Did you stall?
I'm here.
Oh. I don't know. You're messing up my recording, man, because you keep typing privately. So I'm gonna just stop the recording, and because it's just easier.
I didn't think it messed. I didn't think that messed you up.
It does a little bit because I have to change my hand and type.
I'm sorry. So can you say that again? So you're saying that the 12 is okay?
I'm saying that there's a lot you're dreaming about.
Yep.
It's all in the subconscious. It's all in the thought dream realm in fantasy land. And if that is only in the subconscious, it will stay there.
Ah, okay.
It will never come to fruition. It'll always stay in dreamland.
Okay.
What you want is direct action like this sort of thing, and to offset it with action here. And you are seeing that. You have Mars, which is direct action. So this gives you the ability to make your dreams come true. That's what I'm saying.
Awesome. 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 Awesome.
Yeah. So it does take direct action, though.
Yeah, I can't just sit back and expect it to happen. I have to go and do it.
Yes.
Make it happen.
It does mean that what's in your dreams is it's possible. I think it's possible.
Okay. I do too. Like, and you know why? I've had other opportunities, Stacey. I've had other, things come my way. Oh yeah, that could be lucrative. Oh yeah, that could happen. But when I put it together with Bethany, and I put it together with what this looks like, and there is a pipe dreamy part to it where, oh, you could be a millionaire. But then when I say, okay, show me how, it's so very doable.
Yeah. So as long as you know how to make it happen and you can figure it out, I think
I know exactly how to do it. And it's
you're
weird.
also quite a communicator. So,
but it's weird because it draws on things that I've learned over the last 15 years in multiple jobs, from multiple people that I've spoken to, in past relationships, in past trainings and schoolings that I've, like, everything. If I draw from things that I've learned over the last 20 years, it's all of the things that the successful people in this have said that they've drawn on to be successful.
Right. And leadership, right? You're talking about leadership opportunities too.
Yeah, I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about the ability to communicate, the ability to organize, the ability to express my passions and relay that to somebody who will also turn that into a passion. Like, all of those things are things that you're pointing out, and they're all things that if I draw on and I use effectively, will turn it all into financial success for me and Bethany.
This Taurus is all about financial success too. So this is really, your job is talking about a partnership with somebody where your
and look at those numbers.
Leadership are going to really coincide. And then midheaven in Taurus is all about wealth, prosperity, and luxury. Like, these people are like sitting rich and happy. And because Taurus Taurus's ruling planet is Venus, and this is all about love, art, and froofy things, and beautiful things, and wealth, and like think of a king like with wealth all around. That's like the luxuries of Taurus that your midheaven could provide. Your career could provide a luxurious
Yeah,
aspect.
I think Bethany needs to see this part of the recording. This will excite her very much,
Yeah.
because it's funny you say that, because yesterday she and I were sitting in a room with a bunch of millionaires, learning from them how they became millionaires.
Yeah, and this would be something you have to do with somebody. So you would have to do this with her.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what we've been talking about since yesterday. Is how we do this together, because the pieces that she's identified that she's missing are the pieces that I bring to the table, and vice versa.
Right. And Juno, that planet there, this one is all about like true partnership and marriage.
Okay. All right. So that
It,
actually that identifies the 12 side too. That points to what that is.
yeah. Yeah. All right. So, did you learn anything? Was that pretty good? If you had to score me on that so far, how'd I do?
The fact that you identified everything that's going on in my life right now without me telling you, and pointed to the potential success of it, yeah, I'd say I'd give you 100 out of 100, because you also basically made a decision for me.
Good. I'm glad we got it recorded at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing.
I'm glad it worked out this well. All right, I'm gonna
Can
stop.
I? Yeah, stop the recording. But you see that this chart here?
Hold on one second.